Hey everybody, it is Sunday. Today is National Medical Coders Day. If you ask me, I didn't know we had a day, but apparently there is a day. And I wanted to make sure that it was a legit national day, and it is. I checked out the internet. What my research led me to find is it is May 23rd, National Medical Coders Day. If you Google it, you'll find it there. I think there is a website that justified it. When I went into LinkedIn, I think it's through Advice Health that promoted the day. It led me to the National Day Archives. I think that's the website. I'm going to put it up here for you guys to see. But yes, we do have a National Medical Coders Day, unless I'm proven wrong. But yeah, on top of our Health Information Professionals Week, which I did a video on, we also have a National Medical Coders Day. So, happy National Medical Coders Day to you, all the medical coders. So I created a TikTok profile. I think I'm too old for TikTok, but I think after watching TikTok have its ups and downs, I decided to create one. Now, Medical Coding Geek is a social brand, and I created just for that reason. So we started out on Facebook. Then I created an Instagram account. We also have a Twitter account. It's not doing that great because I don't think anybody or not so many people use it. I also have a LinkedIn profile for Medical Coding Geek. I think the biggest thing that I have to figure out is what specific content goes where. Because when you think of social media, each and every individual platform has its own audience. And I was watching a few TikTok videos, and there was one person who said, trying to cross promote in platforms is very difficult. And I actually think that's true, because it's easy to I guess cross promote between Facebook and Instagram, but it's difficult to cross promote between Facebook and YouTube. Facebook, Google, I don't think they connect. TikTok though is a bit different. I'm still trying to figure out what I can do on TikTok. I have a few ideas. I had to consult my daughter, who has TikTok. So she's my Medical Coding Geek TikTok consultant. And she talked to me about, what is it? It's called Stitch and Duets. So I think I have an idea on what to do. It definitely has to do with medical coding. So please stay tuned. In the meantime, I know it's not going to work, but I'm going to try. Check us out on TikTok at MED Coding Geek. And that also applies everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so forth. So yeah, check us out on TikTok. Hey everybody, it is Monday. I'm going to make this a quick... What should I title this? This is my medical coding findings? I don't know. I think I should make these into quick turn these into quick TikTok videos. I'm still working on this plan. So anyways, coder assigned G8191, hemiplegia, unspecified, affecting right dominant side. Patient comes in with slurred speech, found to have a CVA. The documentation shows a past medical history of mild hemiparesis on his right side. the coder assigned the code G8191. The physical examination shows the patient is able to move all extremities. He denies any new weakness. So where's the hemiplegia? So I started to listen to a podcast that was listed on the top 15 podcasts for medical building and coding. Excuse me as I'm trying to clean my office. It's called Blooming Coders. Is it called that? Yeah. Blooming Coders. And when you think of a podcast, you think of long form. You think of an hour. For me, it could be 2 hours. But these are bite-sized informational nuggets for coding, random topics on medical coding. Specifically, these are about 3 to 5 minutes long. I guess my thought process is podcasts should be long, but these podcasts are 3 to 5 minutes. But these would work really nice in social media channels like TikTok, like Instagram Reels, which goes into, I guess, my thought process is, okay, podcasts should be long. YouTube should be about 15 to 30 minutes long. But the challenge is taking all that information and then putting it into a nugget-sized packet like Blooming Coders in about 3 to 5 minutes for Instagram. And again, I just discovered TikTok, trying to get that into a minute or less. But I think that's where I'm going to go, is trying to figure out how to take information, and I'm assuming I'm going to take it from this YouTube channel and from the podcast, which I fed into this YouTube channel, and then take stuff from this YouTube channel and kind of feed it into these little social media platforms, such as, for me, the highest engaging platform right now is Instagram. Facebook used to be great, really great, and for some reason they started suppressing organic views. I've been told by Stacy Buck, and I noticed that years ago when Medical Coding Geek came out, I would post some funny funny meme for medical coding, and it would be shared everywhere. You're talking about 2,000, 10,000, but now even if I post something, it doesn't even reach 2,000 views, which shows that the social media platform is wanting you to pay to promote. For some reason, Instagram is a little bit higher than Facebook, so I promote there. And so now I'm venturing into TikTok. So if you guys have a TikTok account, check us out at MED Coding Geek. We're on all social media platforms and now on TikTok. So please check it out. Question that I do get a lot in the Facebook groups are about study groups. Okay, so I get this a lot in the RHIT and RHIA exam support group. Plus, also most recently, I got it in the in our other group, Medical Coding Geeks. Okay, if you're interested in joining those groups, that link is below in the description. I did post a response, but this was a while back in April. I don't know if you know about this, either in any of the Facebook groups, maybe HIT or medical coding, you have the ability in a group to create a room. The thing is that it can only be done through desktop. You cannot use your phone and create a room. So basically, when I say create a room, you could essentially, in the group, create a room, get some members, and have a study group. Okay. What I originally wanted to do is do a live version of me going into the group and showing you how to do that, but because names are in the group and they specifically did not want their names mentioned from the group, I'm going to respect that privacy. But anyways, what you can do is when you post in the group, what happens is that in the bottom, you have the ability to create a room. I believe it is a purple camera, and I'll show that. When you press the purple camera in the group, it'll show up another option. You can name the group, and you could actually schedule the room. Okay, so if you have a study group that you want to do, you go in as if you're creating a post, press the purple button, and then name the group, name the room, and then schedule when you want to start it. And I'm assuming from there it will be either somewhat of a Zoom environment. The advantage of this is that you can access members within the group. You don't have to hunt anybody down outside of the group, because keep in mind, the groups that are created have common interest. And so the RHIT and the RHIA exam support group is, of course, for those studying for the HIT or HIM exams. And the Medical Coding Geeks, of course, you can use it for any of the medical coding exams, including the CPC or the CCS. There are dedicated study groups for that. You guys can join that, but I guess I don't know if they're using the room function. I'm going to finish this video off with an experience that I had recently with study groups in the RHIT and RHIA exam support group. And it'll highlight what you need to start a study group. So years back, I wanted to do something similar. This was in the beginning stages of when I created the podcast. And so I figured, why can't if I'm recording conversations with HIM professionals, why can't we get into a phone conference? Okay. And this is before even thinking about Zoom. Getting into a phone conference, inviting people who are interested in a study group for the RHIT or the RHIA, schedule a specific dedicated time to do it, and then have everybody come in, and then they would go ahead and start discussing their topics. And it's free, right? And what I would do on my end is, I believe this was done through freeconferencecall.com, and I would record the conversation. I would record the study group. So in case for people that could not attend, they would be able to listen to the recording, and this would have been a regular thing that would have been exclusive within the group. Now here's the thing that happened. So I got everybody interested. Okay, we scheduled a specific time and date, because when I said, let's do a study group, everybody liked it. Okay, this is what happens with us. This is what I've noticed and observed when you put out something great. Okay, and everybody likes it. You get the feedback. Okay, I think I got the indication that, okay, let's go ahead and do it. So I scheduled the event in Facebook. I believe it was set for some day on the weekend. Okay, and we got people to attend. So I set the ground rules as, this is an open conversation that I'm going to record, and you guys just go in. And so the first one was great, I guess. They came in, they started to talk, but there was nothing specifically to talk about. The objective of that first meeting was to discuss, okay, what are we going to talk about? Because I think everybody had a different agenda or a different domain that they wanted to talk about. Okay. So when it came down to the second, the third, and the fourth, it kind of fizzled away because everybody was not on the same page. Everybody was not studying the same domain. Okay, so there was not much interest in certain weeks, and it actually came down to where only one person attended. Another thing, too, was when you put a group of people together and they've never worked with each other before, there tends to be a bit of silence, right? So here I am moderating these I guess conference calls, study groups, as you may call it, and there was so much silence in there to the point like, okay, why are you guys here? Are you guys here to do a study group? Let's throw out a topic, let's start discussing, because this is a study this is a study group. And I found a lot of people who attended these things were not prepared. I think what they were prepared to do was listen, okay, and not participate. When I'm thinking about participating, when I talk about participating, it's about throwing out a concept, talking about what you've done, what you've read, kind of walk yourself through that specific topic. If there was a question, then you would talk about the concept and you walk yourself through the concept. That was something that I was hoping that would have happened, okay? But it didn't. And eventually there was so much silence. Like, nobody knew what to talk about. Nobody wanted to take lead. I certainly wasn't studying for the exam, okay? And neither was I certainly going to step in and kind of moderate it, because I'm not the one studying for the exam. The people who were interested, the many people that were interested, when they got into the group, nothing happened. Now, it's different now. We have Zoom. I think it gets a little bit more interactive. But here are some things that I think needs to happen when you have a study group. Okay? Numero uno. Interest. Okay? Get enough people to be interested in a study group. I think that's what I did first, right? Number 2, make sure everybody establishes or agrees upon a date and a time. What was bad about my group is that everybody was in different time zones, so it was very difficult. So, maybe you could have somebody from the West Coast, maybe somebody from the, Central region, and someone from the Eastern Coast to have specific study groups. But this one was more like, okay, it was Eastern Standard Time. Everybody had to adjust to their time zones, and it became very difficult to where they could not attend. So set up a specific date and a time. The third thing is, if you're going to have a study group, I guess, set up an agenda, set up the topics that you are going to have a conversation about. Because unless it's going to be a Q&A, right, where a group of people that comes into the group and the person moderating is going to answer those questions. I think that's what they thought it was, but that wasn't the case. Unless somebody is there to answer all those questions for you, right, then that format would be great. But when I think of a study group, it's people engaging with each other. All people are engaged. It's versus people coming in and listening to somebody and then asking questions afterwards. That's a different format. But when I think of a study group, all the participants come in, each of them have their topics ready, and they throw it into the pot, and everybody chimes in as the topics are happening. And we just go around the circle till we don't have any questions anymore. That's what I wanted it to be. We still can do that if everybody, I guess, garners any interest. So yes, have a topic in mind. The next thing is, you guys should prepare. People who are going into a study group, be prepared. Be prepared to come up with questions. All right, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Prepare your questions. Prepare what topics you are going to go over. Prepare the resources and references that you have found that will contribute to the group and give insight to the group, right? I think that's very important versus somebody coming in and being the student in the group. I was expecting everybody to kind of lead in some way, in some fashion, in contributing into the group, right? Versus just sitting and listening and receiving. in a study group nowadays, it's all about engaging. Okay, you receive and you also give, and I think everybody in the group will benefit. So let's recap. Interest, date and time, okay, schedule of topics, and be prepared. Okay, come in there prepared, because the people that I had before, they came in as I didn't prepare, and they just sat through the whole thing, kind of listening through, and it's not fair, right? To me, it's not fair for those that were in the group prepared prepared to talk. I noticed one person who came in every week, had their questions ready, but everybody else was just wanting to sit there and listen, not contribute. And so it got to a point where, nobody wanted to participate. I'm like, why are you even here? And why are we having these study groups if nobody's going to do the objective of the study group? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for all the comments. If you enjoyed this video and you want more videos like this, please like this video. And of course, please subscribe to this channel. I did promise when I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will do something crazy. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
medicalcodinggeek.com